One of the most common components of a training session is the small-sided game. Whether it's the local youth team, college team, or a top professional team, they all use small-sided games as part of their training sessions. Small-sided games are a great way to replicate game-like situations and are typically used to focus on the topic of the session, whether it is shooting, defending, combination plays, or any other topic. Another benefit of incorporating small-sided games into your training sessions is that the players enjoy them. Small-sided games are fast-paced, fun, and keep them active, as opposed to the more static technical drills. In this DVD, we show a number of small-sided games used by the top coaches, top professional teams, and their academies. We have broken the games into 4 categories. Half-field small-sided games are ideal for working on crossing, shooting, and attack v defense situations. This small-sided game was part of a session conducted by Bob Bradley when he was the head coach of the Chicago Fire in 2001. The field is set up from the edge of the penalty area to the half line, with sidelines extending from the penalty area. Small goals from cones or flags are placed at each end. Balls are placed around the perimeter of the field to keep the practice moving. Players are limited to 2-touch with a 1-touch finish. If the ball goes out of bounds, a throw-in is taken. The coach can introduce various conditions for the game depending on their objectives. Conditions such as 10 passes equal a goal. You can only score after 3 passes. Goals count double are all conditions that work on the possession part of the game. Depending on the skill level of your team, adding neutral players can give you a better chance of success. Here, both teams are not having much success and are crowding each other. Here, we have taken one player from each team to form 2 neutral players with the red jerseys. As you can see, the game is now flowing much easier and both teams are having much more success at putting together passes and scoring goals. This type of small-sided game with small goals is ideal for working on passing and possession, and is ideal for a warm-up before a game or at the beginning of a training session. Coaching points for this small-sided game are a good first touch and passes. Be aware of what is happening around you. Quick decisions on when and where to pass. And off-the-ball movement. This is a progression of the previous small-sided game. It is played in the same area, but it is now 8v8 with full-size goals and goalkeepers. Again, depending on the skill level of your team, neutral players can be used as they are here to make the game flow more easily. Various conditions can be introduced, such as 2-touch. one touch, unlimited touches, or one-touch shots. Adding full-size goals and goalkeepers allows this small-sided game setup to not only focus on possession, but also shooting, and even working on team shape and formations, where you can line the teams up in a 3-2-1 or a 2-3-1. Coaching points for this small-sided game are possession with a purpose, a good first touch to enable a shot. This small-sided game was conducted at one of our international coaching seminars by former Liverpool coach and current assistant manager at Bolton Wanderers, Sammy Lee. The field is set up with channels on either side made by lines extending from the penalty area, a full-size goal with a goalkeeper and two small goals in the channels on the half line. Inside the channels, the teams are set up with 8 attackers and 5 defenders. The objective of the game is to play the ball into the channel for an overlapping attacker who crosses the ball into the penalty area. The defending team can score by passing the ball through either of the small goals on the half line. This small-sided game setup is perfect for working on combinations to get the ball wide, to work on crosses into the box, and forward runs into the box. It can also be used to work on defensive shape before and when dealing with crosses. Various conditions can be introduced depending on what a coach wants from the session, such as 3 or more passes before a ball can be passed into the channels, having no defenders allowed in the channels. Goals can only be scored from headers. Crossers either have to cross early or attack the end line and then cross. Have the defenders score in 3 passes or less, and so on. This small-sided game was part of a training session by Italian Serie A team Juventus. The field is set up the same as the last game with 2 channels, but we now have full-size goals and goalkeepers at each end. Each team has 8 field players and a goalkeeper. There is a neutral player in each channel that plays for the team in possession. This small-sided setup, like the previous one, is ideal for working on a team shape, where you can set the teams up in formations like a 3-3-2 or a 4-2-2. Similar conditions can be utilised, like only scoring from crosses, scoring with one-touch finishes, or two-touch passing, depending on what you're focusing on in the session. Coaching points for this small-sided game are quality crosses, runs into the box, quick passes, goalkeepers collecting crosses, and defending crosses. This small-sided game was part of a session with only 10 players by the Leeds United U17 team, when other players of their team were training with the under-19 team and reserve team. The field is twice the size of the penalty area with channels on each side. Full-size goals are used but no goalkeepers. It's 4v4 inside and one neutral player in each channel that plays for the team in possession. Three passes must be completed before they are allowed to pass the ball wide to a neutral player. Goals can only be scored from headers. Because the field is smaller, all players are expected to get up for attacking headers and get back to defend as well. Coaching points for this small-sided game: pass the ball wide and early. Get back to defend quickly on any change of possession. When defending, have body position side on with your back toward the goal. This small-sided game is a simple progression from the last game, now with goalkeepers added. This now makes it more game realistic, where players are challenging for headers along with a goalkeeper. As well as the coaching points from the previous game, this small-sided game is ideal for working with goalkeepers on collecting crosses. Coaching points for this small-sided game: pass the ball wide and early. Get back to defend quickly on change of possession. When defending, have body position side on with your back toward the goal.